Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing vampires today in the Midnight Hunt Innistrad, and I'm really, really excited. We're just like taking down all of the tribes, and this is a tribe that actually went under my radar. I wasn't really aware of it. I knew that the focus was going to be on werewolves, all that kind of stuff, but I think that vampires got enough decent things that it's actually kind of a deck right now, and I'm a little bit terrified of it. And they only got a few real pieces, but attached to a bunch of other cards that we have here from the past is actually pretty cool stuff. So the basic idea for these guys is the two main effects we get from Florian and Vampire Socialite is if we dealt combat damage to them, then either in the post-combat main phase or as this enters the battlefield or whatever, as other things enter the battlefield, we get value for having dealt damage to creatures, dealt damage to the opponent's face before we do stuff. So Vampire Socialite, 2 mana, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter onto each other vampire you control. So that's sweet if you have lots of vampires. We don't really go super wide with this deck, but it is fairly aggro, and so even just getting a couple of counters onto other creatures is great. And as long as an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counter on it. So it gets really crazy when you have multiple of these, and a couple of our early game creatures. So we have Valentin in the 1-drop slot. We have this new Pit Fighter, 1 mana, 2/1, which is nice. And we can pay 2 to discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, and draw 2 cards. So a little bit of card advantage. Again, I feel like these cards are really wanting to go wide with vampire tokens, which there is a way to do that in Mardu in Historic, which I'm a little bit interested in. But right now, I don't think this deck is built around that mechanic a ton. Every once in a while it'll work out, but it's not like that's going to happen all the time. Right now, it's just a 1 mana 2/1 for us, which is really good, and upside every once in a while. Bloodthirsty Adversary is really sweet. Works with all of the, kind of like the burn type of stuff that we want to go for. I don't have a ton of burn in here right now. The best spells to be casting is removal, Infernal Grasp, Bloodchief's Thirst, and this Bloodline Culling, which is really nice because there's so much big beefy creatures. I didn't want to be playing just a bunch of burn type of effects, whatever, because it doesn't kill all the green stompy stuff that's out there, and there's a lot of it. So this coming in just as an extra way to cast more removal. 2 mana 2/2, but we can pay 3 whenever it enters the battlefield any number of times. When you do then put that many +1/+1 encounters onto it, then exile up to that many target instant or sorcery cards from graveyard with mana value 3 or less. We get to cast them for free, and so sweet stuff. Or copy them, cast the copies. Anyway, it's just good stuff. I'm really excited about vampires. Westgate Regent, Zagras, which is a fun one, just giving everything haste is nice. And actually, we do have a couple of things in we have rogues, we have warriors, and honestly, I think that's all that you need, though. You just, if you have a rogue and a warrior out in the battlefield, all of a sudden this becomes a 4 mana flying death touch haste 4/4 in vampires, which we already have, which is nice. If we've already dealt damage, it's nicer. Good stuff. Let's just go ahead and dive into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. Up against Zombie Ateka. And I think this is a keeper. Yeah, we'll try it. Why not? Delver of Secrets deck. A little bit scary. Den of the Bugbear. Pass the turn. I like our lands. Wow, that's a, yep. That's a fast 3/2. Delver is a good card. How about that? Requires a little bit of luck, but it's kind of terrifying. No spells right now. Getting in for damage is actually a useful thing. Yeah, I think we go Adversary, attack in. We'll use Socialite on the next turn to actually get counters on stuff. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure which one is actually better to be casting first. Because this one has Menace, it means it can get in more often, but having Haste is nice. You get in for an extra turn. Whatever. Spells in the graveyard. This is getting a little bit bigger. So I want to play this Nighthawk Scavenger as much as possible. So play this out. Hit in. Down to 16. Oh wait, it's not the Socialite. Right. We need the Socialite out so that we can actually get this up to 4 toughness. So let's go ahead and go for the Socialite now. Okay, they missed it one time. Nice. Good stuff. 3 damage every turn. Starting to tick up. This Scavenger is hopefully going to be good enough for us soon. Removal's also nice. I could also play Florian and just get extra value here. Just grab a card out of it. I think we either want to do Bloodline Culling or Scavenger. They're going to have lots of counter spells. They're holding up 2 mana. Fading Hope. Giving us this one, really? Interesting. They go for this Scavenger now with a counter, or do I just kill this now that they're tapped out? I think it's kill it, because then we have Adversary, we can pay for it, get another one. Seems legit. Village Rites, okay. Draw some cards. Does not flip, good. Good, good, good. I'm not going to use Adversary just yet. I think I want to get in for damage here. We're going to play out... I don't have enough black mana, actually. Try for the Adversary. This is something they'll probably counter, and it lets us play this and then Scavenger if we want to. But now we can kill this. It creates a copy which still can be countered. But we also get a 4/4 this way. That's fine. If they want to lose life for that, I'm fine with that for sure. Stole something from our set of stuff. What does that do again? The top 2 cards of opponent's library. Exile one of them face down, put the other onto the bottom library. You may look at it and cast it. Alright, they got a Pit Fighter. Cool. This has Menace, so that's okay. Man, we need another black source. This deck is full of black stuff. Black mana. I get in for damage. Casting 2 things is always better in this matchup. I should have played Florian first. Okay, Socialite number 2. They both get counters now. This comes in as a 5/5 with first strike. Seems legit. Alright, they can still some removal most likely. Dude, vampires are feeling solid. The biggest downside with this hand was just not enough black mana. I kept expecting them to have counter spells, so I wanted to save this until they were a little bit more empty-handed. Now they're gonna find all the stuff. This is a little bit of a different version than what I've seen as well. So it is focused on Sedgemoor Witch, which makes a lot of sense. There's black mana. All right, spells. We also don't have a lot of spells going for us. We do, however, have Den of the Bugbear. And I can play it... Oh, I can't quite play it and Scavenger right now. I get to look at a card as long as it stays alive. Menace makes these guys a little bit harder to kill, so let's go ahead and just swing in. I think I'm going full-on aggression. Force them to have stuff. Village Rites. Alright, now we can play Scavenger. Fading Hope. Okay, cool. So we don't get to draw a card anymore. A little bit annoying, but we get in for 6. Down to 3, and that's probably one of their better removal spells. A Scavenger. Florian. Pass the turn. We got the Scavenger out in the battlefield. And they used an extra removal spell. Trying to think of what things they'll have. So yeah, Infernal Grasp for sure. Fading Hope. That's probably the 2. Memory Deluge. I'm not going to say good game too quickly, just in case. Tapped out, though, is always a good place to be. All right, good. Bonus keeps it up. That is awesome. We did finally stick the Nighthawk Scavenger, and that was what we were hoping for. Man, this felt really solid. Like, once you start getting damage through each turn, it starts to snowball. And as long as we have removal, and we only had 1 removal spell, and it's one of our, not the worst one, but the most expensive one, was just fine. I liked it a lot. That was awesome. I could play with fire and throw it at their face to scry and find black mana, but I think I'd rather just mulligan here. And yeah, great hand. Westgate Regent, I'd love to keep, but it's the most expensive. We'll hope to find another one. I only have 2 of them because this deck is mostly low to the ground and cheap. So let's go ahead with Pit Fighter. Falkenrath Pit Fighter. I'm just going to call it Pit Fighter, which is a cool name. I love it. Klein. Klein's a little bit annoying because they're probably willing to trade off here. Am I willing to trade off with it? We'll go for the highest upside. If they trade off, fine. If not, all right, sweet. Now we get counters on that. Socialite. Sweet stuff. Pass the turn. Klein is one of those cards that's it's not a vampire, but it could be interesting in this deck simply because it's in the colors and it ramps. We don't need a lot of ramp because we're so low to the ground. It's cheap stuff here, but there are all these, I don't know, playing more things on a turn is always a good thing to do. Florian's going to be sweet on this next turn. Scavenger is always intriguing. I already came in with a counter. If this was only 3 toughness, we'd be in okay shape. But they have the ability to sacrifice this right away. Do we just go for that? Haunted Ridge. Alright, so Infernal Grasp. They sacrifice Klein. They tap this. The creature will be in the graveyard so they can remove it and get it up to a 5/5. Then we have to find another removal spell. But we get in for 5 while we're at it. Is that worthwhile? But I'd rather just play something else first. Let's go for it. I could also kill Klein, swing in, do the other side of things. So yeah, this Predator is really annoying. We do have the card that does -5. Now they're at 5 though. Getting a little bit nerve-wracking. Down to 13. Klein into Predator is insanely powerful. That's really good. Shambling Ass as well, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of ramp. I'm scared. I don't know about you guys. All right. Is it just any card? I thought it was only creatures. It's just exile a card, put a counter onto it. You don't even need a counter onto it. Just exiles all the time. All right. Scary. Adversary could have been nice. Scavenger is also interesting. Shambling Gas is also interesting. They're definitely willing to double block a Socialite. This guy, they don't need a double block. They just block with Shambling Gas and kill it. So I think we just throw out the Scavenger and start kind of stonewalling this a little bit. No attacks past the turn. This is the issue of vampires, is that they get shut down pretty easily with all the other creatures that are out there. As soon as someone has a couple creatures, and Shambling Gas, Culling, like these kinds of creatures that are out here, suddenly it becomes really difficult to actually interact. Part of it is we typically want a lot more removal, and we don't have that right now. We have, what is it, 10 removal pieces in the deck? So a decent amount. Orcus. X2 kills 2 of our guys. That's bad. Kills 2 of their guys too, though. Oh, the -1. Right. Wipe the entire board. Seems legit. Maybe we're not the best Rakdos deck. How about that? I don't know what this white mana is there for, but I am terrified. Florian Pit Fighter. I'll hold on to the adversary, I guess, for a little bit. We're dead on board. Never mind. Yeah, good game. They got us. Wow. That was crazy. Up against Yo Mick, and we do have the cards that make Zagras a little bit cheaper. On the draw, so we can hopefully find a 2-drop. Let's keep this. I definitely want removal. Some interaction would be nice. Goblins. Goblins are bad. Pit Fire. Let's go ahead and put out the Pit Fighter first. Pass the turn. That's something to play on turn 2, so I like it. Hoping that we can get one of the lords with this Play with Fire. Under Rebuke, that's fine. If it doesn't kill our lifelinker, I'm totally okay with it. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, all of their lords, I think, are two. Yeah, that one, that's something that we kill. That's okay with us. And the adversary for later. All right, so yeah. Scavenger, sweet. Scavenger again will be awesome. Hopefully no more Thundering Rebukes. That does kill a lot of things. Trying to find the best removal. There is the red spell that does 2 damage. It's like a 2 mana, does 2 damage to anything, but 5 damage or 6 damage if it's green or something like that, which is actually kills like almost everything. So, anyway, not bad. Up against Oresama, and yeah, I like this. Keep this. Hungry for Warrior is an interesting card in this deck. If you get up to 5 mana, you can create 6 power of Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. And our deck does want to just deal damage to things, which is nice. I think right now I'm just throwing out this adversary, hitting in for more. Down to 17 past the turn. Looking for the guy that puts counters onto everything. That'd be great. Bloodchief, Thirst, or Scavenger this next turn. Ooh. This is always annoying because these wolves are just big enough to be annoying here, and they can get out of hand, but I don't want to spend removal on those over other things. But I think this is what we do. Just keep the damage rolling down to 11, gain some life, pass the turn, and hopefully speed the clock up so Nighthawk Scavenger can win. That's the dream. Blizzard Brawl will be the thing to dodge. Oh, white mana. Redain. Did not expect that at all. Do I want Scavenger out, or do I want Florian to draw a card here? Alright, so Florian we have to play before combat. This has Menace, so we can get in with it. Gain some life. Grab a Socialite. You only play until the end of turn. This turn, yeah. All right, well, that's fine. I guess red mana. Pass. Looking for... What are we looking for? I don't really know. Ranger class. This Vigilant guy going to be annoying. Yeah, very annoying. No attacks. Pass the turn. Definitely want to kill the Redain. That guy's got to go. Some sort of combat trick here. They just scooped? They missed the death touch? What? I did not expect that. I mean, we had, like, as soon as that's dead, we have a massive board. So I kind of understand them scooping, but what? Alrighty then. I like that. Sweet. Up against Erun, and these are one of those hands where we don't get to play vampires, but we get to play a decent amount of control. And I think that's going to be good enough. We'll see. Get off with a mountain, pass the turn. Dude, by the way, the art on this, oh man, it's so good. It is just absolutely the best. Let's go for the Pit Fighter. Pass the turn. Have removal, that's fine. Infernal Grasp it. Deal the 2 damage we're going to deal to you anyway. Just kidding. Vanishing Verse, that's a thing. Forgot about that. Do you just play out the Bloodthirsty Adversary? Just when you can. They're playing some sort of control. Getting more value out of things is going to be nice. Let's do it. I need to get damage dealt to them. Or just keep getting removal out of their hand. This is cool looking. Pulling out a play with fire. At least we can throw some damage at face. In this matchup, we might need to. I'm not really sure what they're playing yet. I'm not going to fire it off until I know. We do get to scry, but we can hold off. Another one. Now we may not hold off. Hey, pass the turn. I'm to 16. Slowly but surely, you're going down, my friend. They're gonna have this board wipe that they're never gonna spend because all we have is one dude. I am gonna scry once here. I'm only gonna fire one off though. These guys are actually better to help us find other things. Definitely need to get rid of a land though. Hopefully a vampire. Socialite is nice. Alright, so we haven't played a land yet. So I can Bloodline Culling this Faceless Haven. Doesn't go for that. I feel like board wipe is coming. But let's go ahead and throw out 3 more power. Force the board wipe. Yeah. Blood on the snow. Nothing in the graveyard. I knew it was coming. Maybe a two damage per turn I don't think is a fast enough clock to really just only do that. Yeah, we get the counter onto this when we pay for it. So adversary. See, this is where I feel like this deck almost just needs to be a burn type of deck, because there's some stuff it does with burn that gets really fun. Socialite will keep on top. hit for 3. Down to 7, past the turn. Faceless Haven we have answers for. We have 2 damage in hand. Second Faceless Haven, Kaya. Okay, well, we killed that for sure. Socialite. Keeping threats on the board. Another one. And no Planeswalker removal now.
This should be a nice break from Ravnica.
Alright, now we're in trouble. Lots and lots of trouble now. Professor Symbology. Sure. Well, we get to kill Kaya now. Mascot Exhibition. Bloodline Culling can kill 2 of the guys. The Faceless Havens is what's going to be annoying now. I want to send this just at face. But we have to draw like perfectly to make it worthwhile. I think that's all of our Playing with Fires. 3 of them. Pass the turn. They have enough to go for this Mascot Exhibition. Decides to go for Faceless Haven instead. Okay, kill Faceless Haven. I think that we're done. They played the control matchup. They had the board wipe at the right time. And then 2 Kayas in a row. I mean, they played really slow, so it makes sense. Still, it's annoying. That's a clock, though. So as long as they don't have removal in 4 cards, 3 other cards, we could be fine. That's a very good clock. And it's done. Darn it. Dreams crushed. Another Faceless Haven. Yeah, Mascot Exhibition. Oh, so close to being useful. Pass the turn. Hoping for them to make more tokens. Nice, they tapped down the other Faceless Haven. This still stops more damage than killing any of the other guys, although it doesn't stop as much damage later. All right. We're still dead if they play things right. Okay, yeah. What a hand. Sounds good. I mean, that's what they play, so it's expected, but bummer. All right, so Vampires, I only showed 5 games here. I did a couple games in testing, and it's 4-3, so 57% win rate. 5 of those games were on the draw as well, and it's a deck that definitely wins more on the play. And I have really bad luck with getting on the play at times, and so that's okay. But I think the deck is good. Yeah, 100% win rate on the play, and I think that's kind of what it's supposed to be with this kind of aggro deck. I think it is a very aggressive deck that has the ability to run lots of removal, and so I like it. I'm not sure if it's better than just like a normal mono red type of thing, or it's not fine-tuned yet. Westgate Regent and Zagras, like Westgate Regent is the one that gets interesting. I think that's the kind of card that you want against the more control-y, mid-rangey decks. The rest of the threats are pretty bad against them. At the same time, though, we have the ability to go super aggro if we have the right stuff. That last game, I had all of the removal in hand or something like that. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's the one where I had Play the Fire, Infernal Grasp, and Bloodline Culling, and then 1 adversary. And it's like 1 creature that did anything, and it was good, but you need more threats against control. Need more removal against the more aggro and mid-rangey type of decks. And I think this deck has the ability to find the hands that beat every deck. And so I like it. I think it's good. I'm trying to think of anything I would change about it. changing the box art is the first thing. Florian felt okay, but not like amazing, because you have to cast it on the same turn, and it's weird because having out is nice. I mean, just a three mana 3/3 with first strike is good. That's Goblin Chain Whirler stats. If you get it up to 4 power, phenomenal. 5 power when we had it was really good. That's just a really hard thing to block, so it's going to be getting in for damage or chumping or killing stuff, which is where having removal is really important, and that's where I'm trying to think of how many pieces we need. So yeah, we have 11 pieces of removal in the deck. Hungry for More felt it was really powerful in other matchups. I like having 2 copies of this in the deck. I think it's a nice thing to occasionally bring back. Like, you can bring it back with Adversary, which you don't need to anyway because it has flashback. But it is nice to have that every once in a while. If you have 5 mana, it's a 6-point swing where maybe they're getting a little bit ahead. It gives you 6 points of life that they have to hit back with, at some point. So it gives you just more time while still getting in for damage. It does good things. You can also, it has something with haste, so you can pay this for 2 mana and then play out a Socialite afterwards to give things counters or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, the deck is interesting. I'm excited to see more pieces that we get from Crimson Vow. I think we'll have a really sweet vampire deck at that point. Right now, I think this is the deck that I would play, and I think this will win you games, and I think it will rank you up. I'm not sure if it's more powerful than other things out there, and it might just need to be shifted based off of what the metagame is as that comes out. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys would change with it, what you think of the deck in general. I think it's powerful. I think it's good. Westgate Regent is really, really powerful when you get to it. Zagras, I've never actually played in the deck. I've never had it come out and play, but giving all creatures Death Touch is actually pretty sweet with Menace and First Strike things. And giving everything, and just creature control deal combat to player, destroy that Planeswalker. Just the ability to kind of get through Planeswalkers. I think every once in a while it's a good one of, so I like it, and it can be a 4 drop for us. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.